back for our day 3 of our Summer Read Aloud series. And I have 2 kids with me. George and Cal, do you guys want to say hi?
Hi. Hello.
Hi. And Cal and George have their last day of school today, so they are so excited to join us. Mr. Calamaris threw water balloons at them when they got home, so they are in their bathing suits. And are you guys ready for summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are so excited to get back to our book. Cal was wondering, what was that great question that you asked, Cal?
How did he become a wild one?
Isn't that a good question? So I explained to Cal, do you remember how the robot ended up on the island?
The ship crashed.
Yeah, so I had to fill Cal and George in on some details because I have not read this book before. But are you guys ready to get going?
Yeah.
Our next chapter, my friends, is, as you guys know, called The Autumn, which is funny because is it autumn time right now?
No.
Sure isn't. It is summertime, so this will be a very interesting juxtaposition. Are you ready? Chapter 51. 51. The days were getting shorter. The air was getting crisper, and one morning, Roz, that's the robot, walked out to find a layer of frost in the garden. Autumn had come to the island. So I want you guys to think about, and you guys out there in reading land, think about what are all the changes that come when autumn starts to settle in. After summer, we have autumn, and there's lots of changes that come. The tree leaves, which had been green for the robot's entire life, turned yellow and orange and red. Then they let go of their branches and floated down to the ground. And the forest gradually filled with the sounds of creatures scurrying through the dead leaves. Tree nuts were also falling. These are all the things that happen in fall. Thunking onto roots and rocks and occasionally clanging off the robots. The smell of flowers faded as blossoms withered. All the rich scents and colors of the island were draining away. The animals were also changing. So as a reader, I'm imagining this happen in my head. I'm definitely seeing all of these changes that fall brings. Furry animals were growing more fur. Feathery animals were growing more feathers. Georgie, why do furry animals need more fur in fall? What do you think?
To not get cold.
Yeah, they're getting ready for winter, and we know that winter it's very, very cold.
But not more colder than the North Pole.
You're right. Scaly animals were starting to look for new homes. Yerp, it's cooling off, croaked one frog to another. Before long, it'll be time for sleeping. Yerp. I'd better start looking for a good hole, croaked the second frog. Have you found one yet? Nah, croaked the first frog. I'll look for a hole next week. For now, I'm going to enjoy the warm sunlight while it lasts. Yerp. Many of the island animals were already thinking about their winter hibernation. What does hibernation mean? That's a big word. Hibernation, I know. Bears hibernate in the winter. What does that mean, G?
Sleep.
Yeah, it means they sleep for a long time, don't they?
And then
Frogs.
they get out.
And then they get out in springtime. Frogs, bees, snakes, and even bears would soon disappear and spend the next few months resting out of sight. And then there were the birds. Some birds, like owls and woodpeckers, would spend the winter nesting and eating the island's few remaining edibles. But the migratory birds were preparing for the long journey south to their warm wintering grounds. And among the birds destined to leave were the geese.
Does that mean to take this out with my teeth?
So Roz has a son, Georgie, who's a goose. And so if I were a robot and I was your mama and you were my son and you were a goose, how do you think you would feel if you had to fly away from me for the winter?
There.
I don't want you doing that, G. That's not safe. If you had to fly away from me for the winter, how would you feel?
So sick.
I would also feel so sad. Please don't be a goose, okay? Be a George. My
I'll
friends.
never become goose.
Thanks. Hey, George. That's the end of our chapter for today. Thanks for reading with us.
I'm not going to stay 5.
Yeah, George is about to turn 6. He's going to have his birthday. My friends, can you tune in tomorrow as we read our next chapter, which is chapter 52, and it is called The Flock. You can see an illustration of the flock right there, so think about what that might mean. Until then, we'll see you later. Thanks, George.
The guy made. Mom, can I hang this?